BingX, a trusted global crypto exchange. Trade spot, futures, or copy top traders easily. Sign up via the link or referral code to get 30 USDT instantly, plus up to 1,500 USDT in bonuses for verification, deposit, and trading.
US and China seek to project power with huge and expensive aircraft carriers. The immense scale of modern naval power is on full display as both the United States and China invest heavily in colossal aircraft carriers, symbols of military might and global reach. China's newly commissioned Fujian aircraft carrier, a behemoth weighing 80,000 tons and stretching over 300 meters, stands as a testament to Beijing's rapidly expanding naval capabilities. This supervessel, capable of housing approximately 60 aircraft, propels China into the second position globally with its fleet of 3 carriers. While this signifies significant progress, it still leaves a considerable gap behind the undisputed global leader, the United States, which boasts an impressive 11 aircraft carriers. Yet, amidst this grand display of power projection, a starkly different reality is unfolding nearly 5,000 miles away in the Black Sea. Ukraine has achieved a remarkable feat, delivering what has been described as a functional defeat to Russia's naval forces. This extraordinary success was accomplished not with brute force, but through the strategic deployment of skillfully guided sea drones, targeting Russian assets with precision. This juxtaposition highlights a compelling question. Does sheer size and expense truly equate to battlefield dominance in contemporary warfare? Despite the apparent contradiction suggested by the Ukrainian success, the strategic rationale behind investing in massive aircraft carriers is likely to endure. In this new era of heightened state competition, particularly the escalating rivalry between China and the United States, these colossal warships remain exceptionally attractive assets for projecting power and engaging in assertive diplomacy. Their sheer presence can influence regional dynamics and signal intentions. This strategic imperative is evident in recent geopolitical maneuvers. For instance, U.S. President Donald Trump ordered the USS Gerald R. Ford, the world's largest and most expensive warship at a staggering $12.8 billion, to sail to Venezuela. The mission was widely interpreted as an act of intimidation directed at the country's regime. The carrier, equipped to carry 70 aircraft and capable of launching up to 125 sorties at its peak, was supported by 4 destroyers. This deployment was so unconventional that it sparked considerable debate about whether the formidable force on display might be employed against President Nicolas Maduro's government. Similarly, the immense interest surrounding the construction and testing of China's Fujian carrier is rooted in this very concept of power projection. The formal launch ceremony, attended by Chinese President Xi Jinping himself, underscored Beijing's ambition to showcase its burgeoning military strength. It's a journey that began with the Liaoning, China's first aircraft carrier, completed in 2012. Ironically, the Liaoning was constructed from a salvaged hull originating from the Soviet Union in the late 1980s, acquired from Ukraine after the collapse of the USSR. Interestingly, while China invests heavily in aircraft carriers, it has also poured resources into anti-ship missiles, a strategy aimed at defending its coastline against potential threats, including those from the U.S., as noted by Nick Childs of the International Institute for Strategic Studies. However, Childs emphasizes that Beijing clearly views aircraft carriers as an indispensable element in building a navy that can independently project power and influence globally. Their unparalleled flexibility and utility across a wide spectrum of potential conflict scenarios make them invaluable. One such scenario, however speculative, could involve asserting influence in the context of a potential reunification with Taiwan. The United Kingdom, having completed the construction and deployment of 2 aircraft carriers for a substantial £6.20 billion 4 years ago, possesses considerably less global power projection capability. Consequently, the military necessity for such large vessels is less apparent. Neither of these British carriers was deployed during recent Middle East conflicts. Their construction, however, did provide a significant boost to employment in Scotland's shipyards throughout the 2010s. To date, their primary utilization has been as a form of floating diplomacy. A prime example was the August visit of HMS Prince of Wales to Tokyo, a move intended to impress allies and foster relationships rather than to intimidate. Currently, The conventional tactical sophistication expected from aircraft carriers in confronting a peer-level adversary, or even advanced asymmetric threats, is still being evaluated, while Houthi rebels in Yemen did target the USS Harry S. Truman carrier strike group with drones in the Red Sea earlier this year. The most significant damage reported was not to the warship itself, but to a $70 million F/A-18E Super Hornet fighter that fell overboard as the carrier maneuvered to evade incoming fire. Destroyers, like the Royal Navy's HMS Diamond, which are specifically designed to intercept drones, form the crucial defensive screen for these carrier strike groups. In theory, even if struck, carriers are engineered for extreme resilience. The Soviet-era rule of thumb suggested it would take 12 conventional missiles to sink a supercarrier. In a more recent test in 2005, the U.S. Navy took 4 weeks to sink the USS America, intentionally targeting it to assess its survivability. The success in the Black Sea, meanwhile, was achieved against a relatively small and poorly organized naval force, significantly weaker than that of the United States or China. Russia itself does not currently operate a functioning aircraft carrier. Its sole carrier, the 40-year-old Admiral Kuznetsov, has been undergoing repairs since 2017, with its future uncertain, potentially facing scrapping or sale. This prolonged inability to modernize or replace its carrier fleet serves as a stark illustration of broader Russian geopolitical, military, and economic weaknesses.